Hello, Rockville. This is Rockville's 11, the countdown news show where we give you the top 11 stories happening in the city. I'm your host, Bridget Breuer. Here are some of the stories we're counting down. We catch up with Rockville's teens and some vintage baseball players. We check in with the mentoring program, and we'll tell you about a new ranking revealing how Rockville really compares to the rest of the country. That's all coming up next on Rockville's 11. If you're a teen in Rockville, you might think it's hard to find things to do, but the city offers many programs geared specifically towards young people. We met up with some teens to find out what they're up to in our number 11 story.
We're out here, it's 100 degrees, they're having a great time at the pool today, so we're going to continue to offer the activities regardless of the temperature.
When the weather heats up, Teens Program Supervisor Nina Herndon works even harder to present fun and safe alternatives for Rockville's teenagers.
I think it's really hard for anyone to want to even go outside to find things to do, but I think it's important that we keep offering so that they're not sitting at home playing video games all day.
Teens can stay involved with the city programs year-round through a newly redesigned website, but Herndon says the summertime can be tricky.
I think idle hands get into trouble, so we always want to keep them as busy as possible, and just meeting people and staying social during the summer and meeting new people and trying new things is always good for their character building and development, so we love to just keep them active.
And the young people we spoke to seem to appreciate the activities offered by the program.
It's a lot of fun. We go on a bunch of cool trips. Like the other day we went to Hershey Park and I rode all the cool rides pretty much.
So what would you be doing if you weren't part of the Teens on the Go program?
Probably the best of the day acting like a lazy bum. You know, the usual stuff, watching TV, video games, eating until you explode.
I came to this program just to get out and have some fun this summer, and I like to come with my little cousin and just hang out. It's fun.
The next big thing on tap for the Teens program is catering to Rockville's talented young dancers.
Well, we're excited. We're doing Rockville's Best Dance Crew, which is it's a spinoff from the TV show, and we're looking for all the best Rockville dance crews, middle school through high school. So if you have a dance crew that you know of, tell them about it. It's going to be this October 16th, and they can register online. We see that they love dancing, break dancing, jazz, everything. So we're going to say, why don't you put your talent on stage and let everybody see it.
To learn more about Rockville's Best Dance Crew or about the city's teen program, go online to rockvillemd.gov/recreation/teens. Rockville has a rich history with America's pastime and one that continues today with the city's own collegiate league team, the Rockville Express. We had the chance to catch a special Express vs. Bethesda Big Train competition recently, where remembering baseball's roots was the name of the game in this number 10 story.
Today's event right now, we're at Shirley Povich Field, and the Bethesda Big Train and the Rockville Express are playing tonight, and Rockville, being the Rockville night here at Povich Field, Peerless Rockville is very excited to be a part of it and somehow bring a little bit of Rockville's history to the crowd while they're watching baseball.
Back then, baseballs were pitched underhanded to the batters. The intention in 1864 was for the batter to actually hit the ball and put it in play. They weren't trying to strike out anybody. People weren't trying to walk. The goal was to put the ball in play, and so therefore pitching was done underhanded, and players usually put the ball in play somewhere.
I know baseball has been going on for decades, and for example, manager Jim Riggleman of the Washington Nationals grew up and played baseball in Rockville and played for Richard Montgomery. So it's a long tradition, and the Express, this wood bat college baseball team has been around for about 5 years, and we've had several major league players come through that team and through this league. So it's just, I love the game of baseball. I watch it when I can, and I think it's just a great sport.
I have to say I love this idea of bringing baseball back to Rockville. and my sister's housing one of the young men, Brian, who's a pitcher. So I was invited by Peerless to come over here and be one of the ceremonial throw-out pitchers. So I'm here doing my job, and I also want to enjoy the game.
So we just kind of wanted to have people think, oh, no, that's right, baseball's been around for quite a while, and people are still trying to show what it would have been like back then.
They braved the heat in order to learn about some women who took the heat in Rockville. Participants on a new Rockville walking tour learned about some of the city's historical women. Listen up, because in our number 9 story, some of the names might sound familiar. Margaret Bell, Rebecca Veers, and Vivian Simpson, just a few of the names that make up the Women Who Dared walking tour. Peerless Executive Director Mary Van Balgoy wanted to make sure the women of Rockville were not forgotten.
For a long time, women have been seen to be only wives and mothers, and so it's taken quite a couple of hundred years, and as a matter of fact, for women to actually to break into long-standing male-dominated professions, for example, like law and medicine.
The tour, which was organized around a printed booklet being published by Peerless, was specifically about women known for breaking outside their traditional roles.
It's only when a woman actually breaks through that barrier and shows how successful that she can be that other women can follow. And that's what we've seen today, is that from the 1840s on, women have gradually won rights. For instance, won the right to vote, won the right to actually own property and make contracts. And through that, those developments, they're able to improve their lives and also improve Rockville's at the same time.
I volunteer at Peerless Rockville, number 1. I'm a woman. I met Vivian Simpson. I know about Frida von Reichmann. I live near Chestnut Lodge, the whole 9 yards. So I support all these excellent women.
Although Peerless Rockville focuses on the past, Van Balgoy says looking at history can help us today.
I think it's important for people to study the past in order to understand the present and also the future. And not only are these stories fascinating in themselves, it's through the past that we begin to understand what these women had to go through and what they had to fight for, that we can appreciate our own present. And that's, I feel strongly about that.
For more information about the women who dared, go to peerlessrockville.org. If you're wondering where that old bridge over Wooten Parkway went, we were on the scene the night it got removed. Watch all the action right now in our number 8 story. It was time for the Lakewood Bridge to go. Positioned right over Wooten Parkway, bringing the bridge down safely took a lot of planning and logistical coordination. Rockville civil engineer Mary Fertig was the city's project lead on the Lakewood pedestrian bridge removal.
Our consultant took a look at the bridge, actually got up under it, looked at the members up close, and recommended that we close it because the bridge is old. It's 37 years old, and it was having some trouble with some of the structural members. They recommended we close it, and we closed it that very day.
Taking down the bridge was a nighttime operation that involved closing down the road to traffic.
It's a big, exciting night here. It's Thursday night, and I think you can see behind me they are assembling the rigging that they're going to use with the crane to remove the bridge and lay it on the path. So far, so good. It's just hot and buggy out here, but it's the operation is running very smoothly so far.
The current bridge weighs approximately 40 tons, which is 80,000 pounds, and this crane behind me can pick up that weight very comfortably. So we decided to use this Grove model, which is a hydraulic crane. And it's set up closing the entire road for the outriggers to pick the bridge up. And the advantage of this is that it's a one-pick operation. It doesn't require 2 cranes, only 1 crane. And it's going to be picked up in the 2 locations and set down on the bike trail.
The cables were secured, the crane was ready to go, and it was time for the Lakewood pedestrian bridge to be removed. For more information on the Lakewood Bridge project, go online to rockvillemd.gov. Looking for a way to get involved in the city? Rockville's mentoring program might be the gig for you. Rockville 11's Katie Smith has more in this number 7 story.
It might be summer, but the city's mentoring program is always looking for new volunteers. We found out how the program makes a difference in the lives of young people. Betty Toole and Diana Chiora have a special bond. The two met through Rockville's mentoring program for children in city elementary schools.
It's fun, and you do lots of activities with your mentor, and it gives you kind of like a chance to bond with them, and you're kind of making like a new friend.
Diana meets with her mentor Betty after school once a week.
we read, or if she has homework, we do that. And I think the best part is we talk a lot.
The program has been running for 16 years, and program coordinator Cynthia Bengali is confident about its positive impact.
That commitment of that 1 hour a week, each week, from October through May, makes a significant difference in the child's life. The research tells us that mentoring does work. When children are mentored, they get better grades in school. They also get along a lot better with their peers, and they have better relationships with the adults in their life, from family members to teachers, and the list goes on. So that 1 hour a week makes a significant difference in the life of the child. And you know what? I hear from the mentors that they get as much out of the program as the child does, so it's a total win-win.
Mentoring combines tutoring and talking to help children succeed in school.
Sometimes if I have a long day, because Tuesdays are my hard days sometimes, I just go to mentors, and then there's a bunch of my friends there, and then my mentor, and then there's Miss Puglisi, and then there's Miss Cynthia, and then you just talk about everything, and it just makes you feel so relaxed and so not stressed anymore.
I just think it's good for everybody. You can't go wrong. You know, you learn, they learn, and I love it.
Summer may be over soon, but it's never too late to get healthy. The city offers yoga, strength building, and cardio classes, and they're never the same class twice. Learn more about how you can get moving in our number 6 story.
This class is a fun class. I mix it up. We change the music all the time. We change the exercises all the time.
Keith is great. He's upbeat, the music's fantastic, and the camaraderie is lots of fun. I really look forward to coming to class, and that's not usually what you think of when you think of exercise class.
You can't control a lot of what happens to you during the day, but you can control what you eat, what you do with the exercise, whatever exercise regimen you take part in. Whether it's this or any other, it's a one choice that you can prolong your life. You can improve the quality of your life, and basically up the amount of energy you have during the course of the week too, as well.
I love coming to this class because there's a lot of variety in what we do. We never do the same thing in the same order every week, although we do very similar exercises. And I do have to say, some of them are more enjoyable than others.
To get moving, go online to rockvillemd.gov. Now for our regular feature called Mayor and Council One-on-One. It's a special segment where we catch up with the members of the Mayor and Council, and this time we talk with Councilmember Bridget Newton, who took us to one of her favorite spots in the city. And this is coming in as our number 5 story.
The two Bridgets here at Redgate Golf Course. We're here at Redgate because we wanted to talk a little bit about some of the amenities that the city offers. And for some people, they might not know that the city has their own public golf course.
Exactly, and you'll know we're just rated number 31 in the country for great cities to live in, and Redgate was listed as one of the reasons. I think when they're doing their analysis, they look at all the amenities and the different programs and options that we have for our citizens, and this is one that is just, it's a gem, and it's a little brown right now, but at the beginning of the summer it was absolutely green. If we get a little more rain, it'll come back. So it's just a gorgeous course. I think Redgate's been, I could have my years wrong, but about 36 years, and it takes about that time to get a course to mature, and if people come out, I think they will be very impressed to see what the team and the staff have done here. It's incredible.
And what about some of the other amenities around the city in terms of services or programs that the city offers that you maybe wanted to touch on?
Well, you know, I think what makes Rockville so special is that we offer something for everyone. This weekend, I participated not as a runner, but as a spectator and a cheer for the Twilight Run Fest. And, you know, when you look at all the people that come out, it's all ages, it's all conditioning, levels, and it's just special. That wasn't just Rockville participating. That was all over the county. We had friends that came from Olney and Silver Spring and were running. I saw some staff running, and it was, one of our council members, John Britton, ran. It's just great to have things like that. I think what makes a city truly special is when you can offer things for different types of people.
And all of the city's rec centers, there's many of them all over the city, with specific programs that are geared towards those different neighborhoods.
Exactly. And I think that's another something we don't think about. We know the new Thomas Farm because it's gotten a lot of press, Maddie Stepanek Park. These new gems are wonderful, but they only complement what we already have that's existing. Twinbrook has been redone, and the programs there are amazing. They have a men's basketball league that's truly, it's very lively to say the least, but I mean, it's really an inspiration to people. We've got Lincoln Park has their own community center. They've got great programs going on there. We did a meeting out in the community a couple weeks ago, and the children came, and it was wonderful. They presented us with a book, and it's just very special to be able to offer something for everyone. Doesn't matter what you're interested in. Our senior center, we bring seniors from as far away as Germantown to the programs that we offer there. I just think that's what makes us Rockville.
Plants, animals, and TV cameras. It can only mean one thing. Nature Center TV is back again for its 3rd year. It's a camp that combines learning about nature along with television production. And Katie Smith has our number 4 story.
The mission? To learn about nature and produce a television show on Rockville 11 all in 1 week. That's what 16 campers were charged with for Nature Center TV, a camp through Rockville's Rec and Parks Department.
My favorite part about the camp was mostly the research because we got to work close to some animals and some new exhibits that we haven't seen before.
The kids research, write a script, then bring the whole thing to life during the taping of the show at the Nature Center.
Hi Aiden, do you think you can answer some questions on the life of a bluebird today?
The segments are edited and the finished product airs on Rockville 11 and is available online at rockvillemd.gov. For Rockville's 11, I'm Katie Smith.
The building that powered the very first streetlights in Rockville is getting the spotlight through a capital improvement project. Known as the Pump House, the structure was built in 1897 as the city's first electricity and waterworks station. These days, it's serving Rockville as a community center. Robin Zeke and the mayor take us behind the scenes of a very special historic building in our number 3 story.
The Pump House holds a special place in Rockville's history. So when the city started a renovation project, historic planner Robin Zeke wanted to make sure she didn't miss a chance to document this important structure.
It's a special building. It's unusual that an early power station would be preserved, and the city has preserved it by using it over and over for different uses.
The new upgrades modernized the building with the help of a federal grant of $208,000 going towards energy efficiency. Superintendent of Recreation Bessie Thompson is the project manager.
There's a lot of pride in this building in the neighborhood because it sits right in the middle of it. And so everybody who's neighbors here sees it every day. They walk their dogs here, they look in the windows, they come to meetings. They really want to see a nice building that they could use for the community.
Mayor Phyllis Marcuccio has lived across the street from the Pump House since she was a child and has seen the building go through many changes throughout the years.
So it's important from a historic point of view. It has meaning for the city, and for that it should be preserved.
The Pump House was Montgomery County's first senior center back in the 70s. And when the work is done, the building will once again work for the residents of Rockville.
And the building will just shine. It'll be just completely gorgeous. Of course, I think it's completely gorgeous right now. I mean, being an architectural historian and an archaeologist, when you see the bones of a building, it's very exciting. You can actually get down to the original sense of what it was.
The project is expected to be completed by August. Stay tuned to Rockville 11 for more updates.
Water main breaks, usage restrictions, along with crazy weather, the city has been working hard to deliver the services you count on in extraordinary circumstances this summer. One project, however, is taking a proactive approach to deal with the city's aging water distribution infrastructure. And this is coming in at our number 2 story.
It's a 20-year program, $76 million, and over 34 miles of main replacement. So the rate increases were needed to fund the water system work.
Why did we need to do this at all?
Several years ago, we did a study, and we looked at the hydraulics of our system, and we found that a number of our pipes installed pre-1970 suffer from what's called tuberculation. It's an internal corrosion of the pipe. So as the water interacts with the inside of the pipeline, it starts to grow this tuberculation. And what happens is it tends to choke the flow, and it also absorbs the chlorine in the pipe. So there's a water quality impact as well as a fire flow impact. So by replacing the pipes, we're getting rid of tuberculation. The new pipes have an interior lining or sealer which prevents the water from interacting with the pipeline, so we won't have tuberculation or minimal tuberculation in the newer pipes. So really the purpose of our program was to upgrade the fire flows at the hydrants, but as well as improve the water quality through our system.
The recent water main breaks that happened over the summer occurred in transmission lines from the city's water treatment facility. This project, however, focuses on the distribution lines.
The focus on our program is on the distribution system. Those are transmission mains. We're trying to focus on our distribution system and the smaller diameter pipes to prevent breaks in the future that will put residents out of water. So we're trying to address the distribution system and the fire flows in Rockville. The program was really prioritized based upon fire flow. So as we look through the city, flows that we obtain from hydrants that are less than 1,000 gallons per minute is what we call optimum flow. So we're focusing on the streets that have hydrants that flow less than 1,000 gallons per minute. So a lot of the work is occurring in the Twimbrook community, Lincoln Park, East Rockville. That's where the primary work is occurring. Right now, what they're doing is you'll see in the curb line the blue plastic pipe. That's the temporary bypass system. That's the pipe that's currently serving the residents along this corridor. This is Paris Drive. Up further around the pieces of equipment, they have the trench excavated where the new pipe is going in. Closer to us standing is the backfill. They're putting stone in the trench, compacting it so that when you put asphalt on top, and they finish their paving operation, so we don't get any settlement in the trench. There are some older pipes laying behind the plastic pipe. That's the old main that was in the ground, and you'll see inside those pipes, the tuberculated pipes we were talking about earlier, the corrosion that you'll see. These are also 6-inch diameter pipes. We're putting in 8-inch diameter pipes, so not only are we removing the tuberculation of the pipe, we're also putting a bigger pipe into the system. And then once construction is complete, a year or two after the fact, we're coming through and using the asphalt maintenance program to do a finished paving of the street.
So we're here on Lewis Avenue, John, where just 2 years ago it was a huge construction site.
Right, yeah, 2 years ago, it was the fall of 2008, I believe. We replaced the water main on Lewis Avenue from Broadwood Drive down to Halpine, and we were in the same location where the street was tore up, a lot of construction debris, a lot of dust. But since then, the main's been completed, the asphalt's been repaired, and you can tell the street is back to normal.
And what about this fire hydrant over here?
Again, it just shows the updated color scheme with the yellow barrel and the color-coded tops. So again, the fire department would know, looking at that hydrant, what flows they could predict out of the hydrant just based upon the color code.
And the whole point of the program is, what would you say to viewers?
I would say it's a twofold a goal for the program. The first goal would be to improve water quality, and as well as improve fire flows. And both of those are accomplished by removing the bad pipes that have the tuberculation inside of it. So it's one goal to remove tuberculation, but you get two benefits from that. One is to improve the water quality, but as well to increase the fire flows. And I guess I'd throw a third one in there as well. It's more reliable. You know, these newer pipes are going to last longer, and they're not, you don't have the breaks like you do on some of the old cast iron, which is kind of a brittle material.
To learn more about the city's waterline rehabilitation project, go online to rockvillemd.gov. Rockville recently was named one of the top 100 places to live in the country, and this is coming in as our #1 story. Named by Money Magazine, Rockville was chosen as one of America's best small cities for families because of its recently rebuilt downtown, economic stability, and great schools. Rockville, earning its place at #31, was also ranked high in leisure and culture because of the number of varied arts and fun activities to do in the city. In addition to the Money Magazine designation, Rockville was also selected as an editor's pick in U.S. News & World Report, which recently released its America's Best Places 2010 list. One other note we wanted to share with you is that the Mayor and Council recently approved their 2020 vision. These 7 themes will guide Rockville through the next decade, and here they are: strong and distinctive neighborhoods, urban sensitivity, engaged governance, business-friendly, multimodal transportation, exceptional city services, and amenities. and a quality environment. To learn more about the Mayor and Council's vision, go online to rockvillemd.gov. Well, that does it for this edition of Rockville's 11. I'm Bridget Breuer, and on behalf of the whole team here, thanks for watching.